Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Buko Boys.
It's the best day ever.
That's right, because the Buko Boys are here. What's up, everybody?
Welcome back.
I'm
We are
Dale.
excited. Dale's here. Derek is here, also known as DVO.
And it's another show, it's another day in the Buko Boys studio.
That's right.
In wide open space. Freedom, it's great. I love this freedom.
You do have a lot more freedom nowadays.
Yeah, my business gets handled, things get paid, and I have all the freedom in the world.
And I have zero because I have a family.
I know how that
But it's okay.
I know how that is.
I'll tell you though, I actually have a slow day today. That's why we're recording. We both have a little bit of a slower day.
Yeah, and I welcome it.
Yeah, it's nice to get that break, but I'm telling you, like, I FaceTimed you this morning, and I'm still in bed, because I just have the hardest time when that little girl is in my bedroom.
I could see why. Did you see, as soon as she sees my face, she just lights up and starts giggling.
She was laughing when she saw you.
She loves it when she sees my face. And I love it when she sees my face.
Oh my gosh, it's like, all right, I know everyone thinks their babies are the best, right? But I swear, like, I see other babies that are maybe even older than mine, and, like, my baby just seems like way more personality, like, a little bit more, like, aware of what's happening. Like, someone came over because we sold my wife's car, and they came over and they had a 10-month-old, and, like, the baby just looked like just, like, looking around, like, just looked lost, you know what I mean? Like a baby. And then my baby, who's 7 months, has way more hair, and was bigger, and was just, like, talking and laughing. I'm like, I don't know. I think my baby's gonna be the smartest baby in the world.
Yep. I agree.
It's fun though. But anyway, some crazy things have happened in the whole world, it seems like, since we last recorded.
Oh yeah, everyone's going crazy.
Last episode, we talked about that doctor that kind of leaked the whole thing about the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And it was, basically in China, and then a couple people that had visited were out, like, kind of stuck out in sea. And now it's every corner of the world now.
Yeah.
Even here in Utah, we've got it. So I know there's some people that have died in the U.S. as well.
Yeah, I mean, because it is the flu.
So it's basically like that. I've seen some things that talk about it.
That are dying from this are going to be the same people that died from
elderly.
Yeah. The ones that are mostly prone to get, that they're going to take longer to recover, that are going to be harder to recover. They're already sickly, older, have our health problems already or lung problems already, and then they contract this.
But doesn't the coronavirus cause massive diarrhea?
I guess so, with everyone grabbing all that toilet paper, you big dummies. Like, what the hell? It makes no sense. That and, like, I don't get what the hell is the deal with all the bottled water. Like, everyone's just going to be dehydrated and shitting themselves crazy if they get the virus. Or, in order to keep the virus away, you just need to drink a lot of water and just wipe yourself to death.
Right. Like, I'm all about prepping, right? I'm all about being prepared in case something happens, have a few months of supplies on hand. Like, I'm all about being prepared. The panic preparedness, though, I find very unnecessary.
Well, it's all media driven, and you can see how crazy people are that just follow everything. That's maybe weaklings. You weaklings.
Sheep.
Peasants.
You sheep. I'm watching this video. People just, like, as soon as Costco opened, they're running through with their carts down the aisles, right, to go get to toilet paper and water.
But if anyone gets this virus, or if there is why can't you still go get toilet paper if someone's sick?
It's just like if you have the flu. If you have the flu and you need to go get something, you just either ask someone to do it for you, or you do it yourself, and you kind of bundle yourself up and kind of stick to yourself. But I'm watching people run in this video through Costco, and I'm thinking, did any of you sanitize your carts? Because your hands are all over those dirty-ass carts.
I don't know what they're doing. They're just following whatever the media tells them to do. Those people are ridiculous.
It is. It's panic. But, someone on one of my posts, I made a funny meme about it on my social media, and somebody commented, the impact, actually, and I didn't even think about this, the impact has, people buying up bottled water and formula, and then, the people that are more sane and don't panic, they're like, I need formula for my baby, and I can't find it now because people are hoarding it like idiots.
So, do you think this has something to do with wanting the stock market to drop like this? Do you think there's other intentions behind this? Because this shouldn't be going out of proportion like it is, but it is definitely getting blown out of proportion. And in the meantime, while that's happening, it's causing the stock markets to plummet. Now, this is the time when people with money to spend would just be buying up stocks, gobbling it all up, because if they buy now, it's all going to bounce back.
I don't think so because it started in China, not here.
Well, I mean, the blowing it out of proportion is what I'm saying. The disease happened. Yeah, of course, it happened over there. But blowing it out of proportion to drive this media frenzy to make people go crazy like this.
I'm not. Like I said before, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't think so. But I do think that the media itself need to do something to stay relevant in their stories.
I think people with money figure out they know how to make more money.
So, well, yeah.
So if they pay media to go crazy about this, make people go crazy, well, now that little bit of money they invested into that will now blossom 10 times fold, because now they can buy up all those stocks, knowing that the stock market always bounces back.
Yeah, but you also got to remember they also have money in the stock too. So as things go down, their stuff goes down, and they just go buy more. But is that potential? Yeah, I guess there's potential for it.
Stocks will always come back.
But am I really think? No, I mean I think there's a real virus out there.
Well, of course, there's a real virus.
So there's a story on it, but yeah,
I'm saying the media-driven frenzy that makes everyone go buy up everything.
But that's just the media. The media, that's their job. They ruin everything. Like marketers and media ruin it. Like I love YouTube. They're ruining it because of all these stupid ads. People don't watch commercials on TV, right? People either stream their shows
or they pay more to not see commercials.
Yeah, or they, what's it called, DVR, and then they fast forward through it. Like, no one likes commercials. Advertisers and marketers ruin everything. It's just what they do. And so now they need stories, and they blow up whatever they can to get people watching about it. Which I do not watch the news because I'll tell you why I don't watch the news.
Because mom calls us and tells us what she saw in the news.
Causes panic. There you go, right? It's all negative based. The media and advertisers. It's true. But it's all negative based. And I tell mom, like, stop watching. It's all negative. Stop watching it. You just feed your brain negativity.
But have you seen that on the news? Because there is a bad thing that happened over there.
All right. So she did call me. And so did you hear? I just mentioned we just sold Edna's car, my wife's car. We bought a not a brand new, but we bought for us a new Lexus SUV. And mom calls days later. Did you hear there was a recall on Lexus and Toyota? I was like, no, I didn't hear about it. I'm like, she's like, yeah, there's a recall. I'm like, on our model? She's like, yeah. I'm like, there is on our year and model. There's a recall. She's like, you have to go check it out. So I go check it out. No, it's not our year, not our model. There's like 3 models of Lexus and like 3 models of Toyota. I'm like, yeah, just stop. The news is just full of negativity. I don't recommend anyone watching the news. I'm sorry. I don't recommend watching the news.
Unless it's local news and they're doing a story where someone local is going to be on it. And then they'll say, watch that person.
Yeah, because they do features, and that's fine, But it's mostly, when are people gravitating towards negativity, and that's what catches, and that's what they play. I mean, I don't blame the media, because that's what catches people's eyes. But
fear and fighting. That's what they want.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's negative, and I don't watch it. Sorry.
So, and
like
then
CNN, Fox Business, any of that stuff, I don't watch any of it.
So, speaking of this, Jazz gets the coronavirus.
Jazz player, I think it's Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, so he gets the coronavirus, and he's all over here touching on everybody's crap, giving away like his arm sleeve to kids right after the game.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, I feel bad. I don't know how he got it. I don't know if they've released how he got it, but
hanging out in Chinatown.
That sucks. I mean, obviously don't. And the thing here's a great story, right? We know someone who's popular, who contracted it, and no one's freaking out about it, right? Because he's white. Because he's fine. He's playing basketball. He's fine. He probably just feels sick. That's probably it. I don't know if he traveled somewhere and said, hey, just because you traveled, let's go test you out real quick. Maybe start feeling like a little bit more sick than usual.
I think Donovan Mitchell tested positive today.
Really?
Yeah, I heard something like that.
But now
let's fact check it. Fact check this.
All right.
But yeah, Donovan Mitchell, the Spider.
The Spider. You're right.
Jazz's number 1 guy right now. Does he got it?
Yes.
Yes, he
I
does.
just pulled up ESPN.com. First thing that comes up.
That's what he gets for kissing Gobert.
Mitchell now second Jazz player with virus.
Maybe
Donovan Mitchell with Spider. And Rudy Gobert. Yeah, so I don't know, where it came from. I mean, it gets spread, right? Just like
They were sharing French fries, I bet.
And I
They
mean,
did in the same basket.
So
Dirty ass hands in there.
it's yeah, but you know what? So it's news, right? But no one's like scared for no one's put them in a bubble and scared for their life because it's just a sickness.
And then Tom Hanks has it.
That's right, Tom
Hanks.
Hanks. Yeah,
Hollywood sweetheart.
Yeah, that's right. I just saw that on Twitter this morning.
If you're gonna take a Tom, take Cruise. Take that weird little leprechaun
because
leave Hanks alone.
The Scientology will take care of it. Dianetics will cure it for him. His mind will cure it. That's why I want him to have it. So
you can't take Tom Hanks anywhere on vacation though.
Why?
All the worst things happen to him.
Really?
On all the movies. Look at all
on the movies.
Yes. All his vacations turn out horrible. He ends up getting the worst. And then look, in real life, boom, coronavirus.
But yeah, you're right. This is domino. So the Jazz players get sick. I've heard that the teams that have played them recently will have to be quarantined, and I think the season's over now. The NBA season is not over.
Suspended.
Okay, that's probably a better way to say it.
Yeah,
it's been suspended. The NCAA college, March Madness is coming up. They're not going to allow fans in the stadium. It's going to be just the players playing. So what are they calling it? Closed gates, I think is what they're calling it, or closed fans. Can't remember, but anyway, no one's allowed in the stadium to watch. It's just the players. This weekend, there's a UFC fight that's closed in Brazil. That's closed to fans as well. It's just the crew that are going to be there and the fighters. So I'm going to watch that. I'm just very curious how the camera is going to play out. Because I watch so much MMA. I'm just curious how that'll play out. But
that is pretty crazy.
Anyway, it's a little domino effect. I think it's serious. It's a serious sickness, right? And I think when I posted that meme, someone made a comment. They said you should respect it, but you don't need to panic. Mm-hmm. It's just like if there's like flu season, if it's like rampant in your family or at your work or something, you just kind of stay away from it.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, people should be washing their hands.
You know how many people I witness when I go public places, like at the movie theater?
I know.
And I'm over there peeing or washing my hands, and somebody just finishes peeing and they just walk right out. And you're like,
I see it.
Ew.
I say something. I go, ew, or I say, wash your hands. I say something.
I was thinking when people open the door, I'm saying, that guy didn't wash his hands as they walk out.
I've done similar things.
So everyone turns and looks and sees who's walking.
Yeah. I do the same thing. It's gross.
Ew, and then they're going to feel gross after that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start doing it.
I do it. I'm like, wash your hands.
Good for you. I'm going to do it.
Or I go, ew. I do that out loud. Like, ew. Like, they don't come back and wash, but I know in their head they're like, oh man, I'm a dirty
I can
scumbag.
Almost guarantee if there's a silver-haired son of a bee in there, he's not washing his hands. Older guys do not wash their hands.
You're right.
And I'm like 10 for 10 on that. Whenever I'm using the bathroom, I can see a silver-haired SOB, and I'm like, that dude ain't gonna wash his hands. And he don't. He never does. Dirty old bastards. You know who you are.
But do you think we need to shut these things down to like these big gatherings? Do you think they need to be like, I don't know, suspended or postponed? What do you think?
No. I don't think they need to be. I think people just need to be clean about what they do and be aware of that, just like, I mean, there's tons of diseases out there. There's flu, all sorts of strains of the flu out there.
Yeah.
This is just another strain. It's just try not to get sick all the time, and you'll be all right.
I know, it's true. That's why they talk about it in school. Even when you're a young kid, they talk about washing your hands.
It's important. Kids are gross, though. They just put their mouths on everything. They put everything in their mouth, and they lick everything.
Like my baby.
Every baby.
Like, oh, look, it's in arm's reach. Guess it goes in my mouth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when there's like 5 and 6-year-olds and just running around chewing on handlebars.
Yeah.
Chewing on banisters and licking windows and doing dumb stuff like that. That's the shit that you.
I saw someone post So we have a business trip coming up in to San Diego this summer.
Oh yeah.
And so we got that coming up, which will be fun. And someone posted about traveling, and they said, I got some travels coming up, and I'm going to like really wipe down my stuff, like my tray that on the plane and stuff like that. Actually, I always do that. I always carry sanitation wipes on planes. I'm a germaphobe, actually. So I always wipe down the headrest and the tray and the armrest every time I get on a plane. I need
to bring those wipes with me because I always have like the hand sanitizer, and what's always gross to me is the remote controls.
Yeah.
In a hotel room. So I'll always like put a ton of hand sanitizer in my hand and then just wipe all over the remote control.
Yeah. I just saw some, because the floors are really gross too in hotels, right?
Yeah.
I just saw some hacks. Put your remote in like a sandwich bag or like a Ziploc bag. Put the remote in there, like you bring it, throw it in there, and then like get like a shower for the hair. What's it called? The shower.
Okay, the hair. Yeah.
Shower net. Can't remember what it's called.
I don't know.
But for your hair, you cover your keep your hair dry in the shower. Those, and you put those on your feet while you're walking around like in the hotel room. Keep your feet from touching the floor. It's nasty.
Yeah, it is.
I bring flip flops actually, but I just saw some hacks. I'm like, oh, I like the sandwich bag to throw the remote in. I was like, I kind of like that idea. That's a good idea right there. Or I just bring my iPad probably and just watch on my iPad, and not use the hotel TV. But yeah, I'm a germaphobe, so I'm always bringing sanitation wipes anyway.
So yeah, just live life like everything's out there to kill you. You'll be alright.
Yeah, that's the way to live.
Live like you live in Australia, where everything can kill you.
So don't panic, people. Don't feed into the news. In fact, don't watch the news.
But if you are going to watch something, watch Netflix.
Yeah. Good stuff on Netflix.
So I just watched this one show. It's pretty damn good. It just released.
Yeah, you told me about it, so I watched it. And it was entertaining.
I am not okay with this.
Yeah.
And when I first saw the preview for it, I was just like, oh, this looks like
a teen
like a coming of age type of series, But then they do this thing now with Netflix where you kind of scroll over things and it just starts playing the trailer.
Oh, right.
And it was playing this other trailer and it started showing her having these like superpowers.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what the hell? So then I decided, okay, maybe I need to watch this. I read the synopsis on it, and and it did talk about her having these superpowers, and it was pretty damn good because this girl, she's a good actress. She's the one from It. She's a little red.
The latest It.
Yeah, and but anyways, she does a really good job at this because she's in that age, and then her acting is really good. I could see her becoming pretty popular and pretty famous and well known as she gets older.
Good,
but what else goes on this? So how far did you get into this?
I didn't watch it.
You finished it?
Yeah.
So what did you think about it?
I thought it was good. It's definitely, like I mentioned, a teen romper type of movie. She's got some type of abilities. They don't get into it though, so that kind of gets you on the hook for season 2 whenever that comes out, if it's greenlit. But I'm on the hook now. I'm curious what does happen because they're in high school.
They have a lot of money to throw at it. If you look at the producers, it's from Stranger Things.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's the guys from Stranger Things. So, and the way this was, I think the way they're telling the story on this was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm into it. I don't think I wouldn't say it's great yet. It definitely has a hold of my interest. I'm curious.
I think what I do like about this is that it's pretty real about the things that really go on in high school.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to watch at first. When I've seen some of the things, I'm like, hey, what the hell? But I'm like, hey, I guess, we were doing that in high school. I'm sure that hasn't changed.
Yeah, true.
So I'm like, well, I guess they're just going for a reality, and I can dig it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there's a lot of adult situations, but it was happening in high school when I was in high school.
Yeah,
but that kid in there, her neighbor kid, her friend that's trying to hook up with her.
Yeah,
he's funny as hell.
He's good. I don't know what else he's on. But
I don't know what else either, but he's funny.
I'll try to look that up as well.
That kid is funny. I like that kid. And I mean, it was cracking me up because when I wasn't intrigued by like the action and when she's like doing these superpowered moves or whatever, because she was like learning how to control it and all that stuff. But in between that kid was cracking me up.
So her name is Sophia Lillis. Again, she's on It. She's on the new It that came out just a few years ago. And his name is Wyatt Oleff. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy?
What?
Oh, he was on It too, as well.
Oh, he was on It.
And that's what I thought. He grew up since that movie then. He looks a little different. He was the one that was scared of the painting. He's the one that, spoiler alert, kills himself. He didn't want to meet up when they grew up to be adults in the second movie. He's that kid. He was the one that, I think his dad was at the church. And he would see that painting at the church.
Yeah. Or no, I don't remember what it was, but that painting part was pretty spooky. I remember that part.
Yeah. So, and I thought it was him, but he looked like, it looks like him, but it kind of looks different. Maybe they just kind of the same look. It is him. So he grew up. He grew up since the It movie. All right, good for him. So they're both from It. So.
I liked how it was in this movie though.
He was funny. He was very funny. He had some pretty good swagger in it. I'll give him that. It was nice. It was good. You know what? I'll tell you, like I said, I didn't find it great, but one thing that did hook me was the story and the acting. They were very good actors for their age. Very good actors.
Yeah, I liked it just with the action part of it, and then the coming of age part of it, and then the humor in it was funny. I liked it. But then, what else did I just watch? Oh, are you anything else to say about that?
Yeah.
So I just watched this new movie from Pixar and Disney yesterday. I took my daughter to see this Onward movie.
So we're going to talk about a few Disney-owned movies coming up. So I think
that's
you guys
a lot
appreciate
of stuff happening with Disney right now.
Yeah, we're getting to that season. The summer season where movies are rampant.
So I get there right as the movie's starting.
So this is Onward. Animation, okay.
And now that Disney owns Fox, they now own The Simpsons.
Yes.
And it says right in the beginning of it was like a Disney pre-movie cartoon.
Oh, okay.
And it was like
Disney, 5-minute, 10-minute.
And so Disney welcomes The Simpsons.
Okay.
And then it was like a little 5-minute Simpsons episode.
Oh.
And it was all about Maggie falling in love with this kid at this park, and then
Maggie the baby.
Yeah, and then not being able to see him again because Marge isn't taking her to the park. Homer's taking her to the wrong park. Oh. So she's not able to see this baby she's fallen in love with. But it was just funny. It was just funny. And then at the end of it, when it has, that part at the end when it has it plays that do-do-do-do-do-do. And it shows these outlines of people sitting in the theater watching the screen. In the outline of it, with all these people, one of them it's Mickey Mouse. You got the ears.
Oh, interesting. And everything. So I like that because if you remember, I think it was the Simpsons movie. There was a little cartoon in the beginning of that. I think it was the Simpsons movie, and it was about Maggie at a daycare, and it's her arch rival, that baby with the unibrow.
Oh, really?
And so
I think I remember that.
Yeah, yes. So it's they have this squabble beef between her and that other baby, and now this time it's she's in love with another baby. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like that.
That's funny. I didn't even catch that.
Which maybe the route they were going, I don't know.
But it's so funny though that now Disney owns The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And now there's that Simpsons.
Disney's going to own the world.
Universal Studios. Yeah, Disney's going to own the whole world.
Disney's going to own everything you have in your
all
house.
Entertainment. They're going to own everything you love.
So how was that movie Onward?
So it was actually really good.
Was it?
It was a very good movie. So I think it's Tom Holland voice in there, and then Chris Pratt.
So the storyline is just magical. It's like a magical world.
So this whole world is magical. It's all trolls, fairies, unicorns, Pegasus, and giants.
I like that.
All this stuff. Yeah. All these different creatures living on this magical planet, and someone invents electricity, and then simplifies their world to where they don't have to use magic anymore. And so there are all these magical creatures that don't use magic, and then they just use electricity and daily things like we use now, like cars, vehicles, and all this stuff. So they pretty much lost all their magic stuff.
Oh, okay.
And
they could become more modern.
Yeah, everything's modernized and all that.
All right.
Well, in the story, the character that Tom Holland plays, his character, him and Chris Pratt, they're brothers. And
Okay.
their father had died when Tom Holland's character was just a baby, and Chris Pratt's character was just like a little kid.
All right.
So for their birthdays, the dad, I guess, dabbled in magic and had this magic wizard staff and the stone that could bring him back for 24 hours, and they can hang out with him for 24 hours. Because I guess he died from a disease and died slow.
All right.
So he planned it all out. Well, the spell didn't work too great, and he only was the bottom half. And so the whole movie is them trying to find another one of these magic stones to bring the top portion of him.
So they're trying to bring him back to life?
Well, like a ghost of him for 24 hours or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they just have 24 hours with him. Got it. Oh, that's kind of nice, actually.
So the whole movie is them, that happens in the beginning, and the whole movie is this adventure of trying to get the stone to get the top portion of his body.
Okay.
But it was pretty funny.
The trailer looked funny. The trailer did look
funny. And then, of course, they do the whole, tear-jerking heart moments in there and all that. So
did you cry?
I didn't cry, no.
Okay.
Malay said she almost cried. And then someone else I talked to said they almost cried, too. They said it was really good. They almost cried.
All right. So you liked it? You recommend it?
Yes, I recommend it. It was Disney Pixar. It was really good. Oh, there's this part where they're in this restaurant and there's like a mascot plush, person in this uniform, this mascot uniform. Holy shit, it looked very realistic with it being Disney Pixar, like the motion. It was it was crazy.
Gosh, it makes you wonder what the movies will be like, another 5 years from now.
But just that part, like this mascot thing comes out and it just looked like actual hairs were all over it. It was pretty crazy.
What do you think it'll be like 5 years from now, these movies? Do you think it'll go more animation? Is it cheaper to go that way? I wonder.
I think a lot of them are, because they're able to do so much more without having to actually blow things up.
They kind of take like the resemblance of actors and make it kind of like an animated twist to it. Some of these movies that have come out makes me wonder. I'm very curious. These are some of the reasons why I don't want to die, because it's like I'm so curious what's going to happen. With technology in the future, I don't want to miss it.
You can always just come right back.
In the future, I will be able to, right? So that's why I don't want to die yet. All right. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, just that. I recommend watching that. If you want to go see a movie, go see that.
All right. So there's a few movies we want to talk about. Again, they're kind of all Disney owned. I don't want to spend too much time on them because I don't want to make this like a whole hour of movie trailer previews. So maybe we'll just kind of talk about them. These are in no particular order, just the order we watch the trailers, I guess. And we'll just kind of tell you guys what's coming out and what we think, if we like it, and kind of a quick story on it.
Jungle Cruise.
Oh man, there's a big thumbs up for me. I'm such a Dwayne Johnson fan. Yeah, I mean, probably because me and him get mistaken all the time for each other. It happens all the time, but I like it because it starts off. The Rock is. It's kind of like the ride. So if you remember the Jungle Cruise ride, all these things are happening. These fake hippos come up, and all these different things. It's kind of like he has this little jungle cruise, and it's all staged, right? Actors are acting like Aborigines, jumping out at them. I think they have fake animals coming out to scare the people on the boat as well. And then Emily Blunt is the actress. Her character is looking for an adventure to find
a cruise ship.
Yeah, she's trying to get a cruise ship, so they team up and all these.
She's willing. Yeah, well, she's just willing to pay him a bunch of money, and so he's just like all about money. He's like, hell yeah. Give me, and
he's kind of like a scam artist almost.
Not a scam artist, just
like a carny.
Just like, okay, your feet just went up because of this or whatever. So he's talking.
Oh, there's a waterfall coming up. Your feet just went up.
Yeah.
If you die, the feet goes up to have to carry you out.
Yeah. So I bet they fall in love. I guarantee they fall in love in this.
Yeah, you might be right. I was just asking you. I wonder if John Krasinski, her husband, was asking if he could hang out on set, because I would love to hang out on set with The Rock.
That would be cool, though. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure he doesn't have to ask.
He just comes on set and he's like, hey, Dwayne, should I call you DJ?
The Rock.
No, you call me Mr. Johnson. Call me Big Johnson.
Candy ass.
So that comes out July 24th. I am really looking. That might be the movie I want to see this summer the most, I think.
I think it'd be pretty damn cool.
If I kind of we were kind of looking at some of the previews, not everything.
I don't think it's gonna be a great movie, but I bet it'll be funny.
It's Disney. I think it's gonna be great.
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be funny, and of course, The Rock's it's gonna be humorous and full of action.
I think I will LOL in the theater.
Of course.
I will LOL in the theater.
Oh, I'm saying I bet it'll be good.
Yeah.
But not that great.
I disagree.
We'll see what happens.
Now, this next movie we're talking about, again, no particular order, they're just the order we saw the trailers. This one I don't think will be that great, but I'm very interested. Artemis Fowl.
Yes, and that's going to be with Colin Farrell. Speaking of people getting mistaken, I mean, Colin Farrell and The Rock, if they had a love child, I think I would be that love child.
Maybe. So Artemis Fowl, so like you said, Colin Farrell, he's in some magical organization? I don't know.
So he's almost like a treasures.
He's a keeper of secrets, they said. I think.
Keeper of secrets. And he steals treasures.
He protects them. But he's being maybe blackmailed or framed for something.
For being a treasure stealer?
Maybe, yeah. But maybe he's a protector. And he's like somebody, treasure pirate. And his son is going to help.
So he's been like secretly training his son how to like be this type of this life, living this life.
Right.
Teaching him how to fight, teaching him how to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Just getting him ready for the style of life that he's about to embark on.
Yeah. So I think using that character, that kid, that's what's going to attract the families in.
Oh,
right?
Of course, yeah.
It's the kid who's going to be like the he saves the day.
Yeah, because then it makes all these kids fantasize that could be me.
Yeah,
I could be him.
And there's like a whole new world of these creatures, you know.
Yeah, that's so. They actually made that one dude from Lilo and Stitch and made him an actual real person.
The cop. It looks very similar. Actually, the more I'm talking this up, the more I'm actually more interested in it.
It looks pretty damn
The
cool.
first teaser trailer I saw, I wasn't like, I don't get what's happening. Some weird voices talking. So maybe me saying that kind of sparks your memory. You've seen something in the movie.
But he has like a whole team hanging out with him of like mystical creatures.
Yeah, so it's...
He's got like a giant dwarf.
Yeah,
so it looks like a regular guy, but he's just a giant dwarf.
Yeah, the more I'm talking about it, the more hype I'm actually getting for this. So I'm actually now more excited the more I'm talking about it. So it's a whole fantasy land, and that comes out May 29th.
But yeah, I think Colin Farrell's character, who's his dad, like ends up missing, and they're presuming him dead, and so he has to like take on the role of his father and finds out all about the secret life and starts living his dad's life, trying to find him.
Right, ready the next one?
Next one.
All right, this one, my wife and daughter are super excited for this one, Mulan.
This one will be
live action. I wasn't the biggest fan of the cartoon. What did you think about the cartoon? I can't remember if we talked about this.
So when this cartoon came out, it came out at a time where we were too cool for school.
Exactly.
So like we were in the late teens. We had no business watching Disney cartoons at that age. No, none at all. Even the Christina Aguilera song that got big, I wasn't even into. I was like, why would I like this? I'm not. Tupac, please.
Yeah, Tupac. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have watched it.
But it was just not at the right time for us. But then at that time, even after I had my daughter, and when she was watching that at that age, I just wasn't that into it.
I wasn't into it. It is a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I watched it again recently with my family in the cartoon, and it was good. It's good. It's definitely not near my top 10.
But it doesn't have the same nostalgia to me, anyways, as like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and Little Mermaid, because that all came out when in that age.
You know what? That is a great point. You're probably right. That's probably why some of these movies are in my top, are because of the nostalgia effect. 100%.
It has to be.
So, but this live action one looks amazing. Which for me, you know, I know you, Dale, are not the biggest fan of these live action Disney ones that they're kind of coming out with. But if anyone makes sense, this one kind of does, because it's almost like a kung fu movie.
That's what I'm thinking about this one.
Like a Shogun, Ronin type. You know, I know this is Chinese based though, but it kind of reminds me of that type stuff.
I'm digging the way this one's looking actually, because it's not actually. So it is redoing the whole, you know, the movie, but it's not doing it word for word, kind of like how they did the Beauty and the Beast one.
Yeah, it seems like her family's a little bit more involved with this whole.
Yeah, it looks more of like this is like a war movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's why this one makes the most sense, and it actually goes into a little bit of culture, you know, because you think about the old Chinese culture, and you know, women have to be subservient to their man and be quiet.
Well, I mean, that was in the cartoon also.
A little bit, but it was very small in the beginning. Where this one seems like they're kind of showing the family more, you know, a little bit. So I kind of was like, all right, I kind of like that.
I wonder if she's gonna have a dragon. If Mushu's gonna be in here.
Yeah, that's not in the trailer.
No.
Interesting. I forgot. Ooh.
I wonder how they're gonna do that, or if they're even gonna have that, or if it's gonna be just a representative. Maybe she has a tattoo of a dragon. Who knows?
It comes to life.
Who knows? So many things can happen.
Anyway, this comes out in a couple weeks, March 26th.
I'll watch it.
I haven't been to the theater in a while. This might be the first one that brings me out. My family's pretty excited for it.
It was funny because just this week, my daughter was like, "We haven't gone to the movies in forever," so I'm like, "Okay, let's go this week," and that's when we went and saw. Is that Onward?
Awesome. All right, last one.
All right, last one is
this one?
Black Widow.
Black Widow. So a more thorough trailer came out recently. They had the one around what was that? Super Bowl, and then another one just got released. But I don't think we talked about Black Widow though, have we?
No, we have not.
So yeah, this is obviously I'm still kind of confused this timeline of this because again, another spoiler alert.
I'm thinking this is happening after things went down and like the Avengers kind of split up or something.
What was that last movie of the Avengers called again?
Endgame.
Endgame, right? She jumps off a cliff. All right, guys. I hope you've all seen this.
We've all caught up. We're all caught up.
She's dead by now.
She's dead.
So she dies, but there's a movie of her. So that's going to be very interesting.
So
is it a prequel? You know, I still
is this
100%.
During that timeline when the Avengers, you know, that 5 or 6 years between whenever we got the snap? I forgot what they called the blip.
Yeah, the blip.
So is it during that time? I don't know, or is it a whole new timeline because Loki took off with the Tesseract? And so there's a whole nother timeline going on now.
Which I heard that might be the timeline for this new Loki series.
So yes. So maybe Disney Plus is going to be running off a whole new timeline.
Yeah, it will be interesting. I mean, I do know, or I've heard that Black Widow, there's going to be a lot of prequel to this. Because they're going to be also talking about Budapest. So if you guys have been watching the Avenger movies, it gets referenced a lot by Nick Fury and Hawkeye and Black Widow. They mention Budapest often. Like, there's nothing compared to Budapest, or I don't remember how they say it, but
oh yeah.
But yeah, so this is. I think that's gonna be incorporated into this somehow. Yeah, you know, because she's got this adoptive family because they're like these trained assassins, but they'll call each other sisters. I think.
So they're all like her.
Yeah, they're all trained like her. They might even have a name. I can't remember, but I think they're all called Black Widows actually.
I think so. I think you're right.
I think they're all called Black Widows, but just because she breaks away and starts.
She's the only one
here in the States, basically. So, and then their, I guess you could say, dad. He is another. I can't remember if he's like a
super soldier.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And so that's played by David Harbour, also known as Hopper from Stranger Things.
And what's funny is his name in here is Alexei. And in Stranger Things, his buddy was Alexei, the Russian buddy of his.
Common name, I guess. Yeah, Vlad and Alexei.
Yep.
So, I'm hyped for this one. This one is May 1st, coming out May 1st. I don't know if you know what you want to say about it, but
no, I'm pretty stoked to see it. It's not pulling me in as big as the other movies are.
Right.
I don't know why. Maybe because there's not superpowers in it. They're just normal people.
In my opinion, I think it's because it's late. I think this should have been made 3, 4, 5 years ago. That's the kind of what's not drawing me in as much. I would have liked to seen this movie a while ago. It would have made more sense. You know, it's like, okay, that Avengers, this. We've gone through, 3 series already? What do they call it?
Phases.
3 phases already, and now they're doing the introduction story. It's like, I kind of feel like we should have done this a long time ago. That's me, though. That's kind of where
actually, that was the plan. This was supposed to come out a long, long time ago, and it just kept getting hung up. I don't know why. I think all the other deals with Sony and Fox and everything
kind of held things up.
I think that's what it was. But everything else coming out looks pretty crazy, though. Like,
you best believe I'm going to watch it.
So this WandaVision looks pretty weird. Have you seen anything about this WandaVision?
Again, just the Super Bowl ad they did on it.
And it looks like a lot of like weird timeline things going on.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just part of the promo or if that's gonna be part of it. I don't know what's happening.
It's very strange though. But I do know that they're looking for casting She-Hulk.
Yes, that's right. For a new show on Disney Plus.
Yes, also on Disney Plus. And then
there was a rumor of somebody. I can't remember who.
Megan
Fox. Once it was Megan Fox.
They don't even know who they're gonna. There's so many things getting thrown around. I've seen like 5 different people that they. It's just people throwing people out there saying who they should play.
Right, but there's obviously more names that kind of.
Oh shit! That just dawned on me. You know what's coming out soon that finally is getting released after a few years?
What?
The New Mutants.
Oh, New Mutants. Okay.
That's from Sony, Marvel, Sony. Which I think this was supposed to come out a few years ago. Okay. And it kept getting held up, and now it's finally getting released. And this was more of like in the future, mutants have already kind of been phasing out. And then these kids that are having these abilities, they're trying to harbor them and then learn their abilities and pull them out of them or something somehow. And then these kids end up, I guess, getting out. And
interesting.
I don't know the whole story. I need to watch that trailer again.
I kind of find something about this She-Hulk. I do know that Mark Ruffalo will be in it as the Hulk.
That's what they're talking about. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I guess there's not much. The last person I heard was a runner-up for the position. I think I heard was Megan Fox, but that's the last thing I heard.
I've heard a few different people. I mean, some people throwing out Ronda Rousey. Some people are throwing out, I don't know, a couple other actresses, but I don't. Maybe
they'll do Ronda Rousey. They'll do with her like Lou Ferrigno, just paint her green. So it'll be like another actress, and then when she hulks out,
she's a good actress.
It's Ronda Rousey painted in green,
right? She just runs out there and tackles people, arm bars them.
It would be like Lou Ferrigno's character back in the days,
just running through traffic slow.
That'd be awesome. Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty funny.
All right, so that's it for the Disney movies.
Yes,
we'll talk about. But we're gonna circle back around now. Go back to Stranger Things.
Hopper.
He's alive.
He is alive.
Which everyone kind of knew, right?
Everyone knew. As soon as they said the American, everyone was like, "That's Hopper."
Yeah.
Right after they tear jerked everyone.
Yeah.
So tear jerking everyone off. Stranger Things.
I guess there's still rumors that they're saying he wasn't the American they were talking about, but
everyone knew.
I don't know. Well, even still, there might be another American. I don't know. But there's no release date for Stranger Things 4. No release date yet.
I'm thinking it's going to be around Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Because what have they done? The first one was Christmas. Second one was Halloween. Third one was 4th of July. The next one should be Cinco de Mayo, I think.
Or Labor Day.
So yeah, I don't know what it'll be.
Well, do you remember how the way this last season ended? They talked about meeting up for the holidays.
They did meet Thanksgiving, I think.
Yes,
it was.
That's why I said what I said.
So yeah, you might be right, but I mean, so
I'll just say I'm right.
But in the trailer, they're in Russia. And they're out in the snow doing something with train tracks, is it? Was it train tracks they were working on?
I don't know if it's train tracks or they're just hitting rocks. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. They were working on something. And anyway, you just hear...
winter.
It was winter. It's snowing. You hear these Russians talking. They're panning across the field. And then you see a guy get up, remove his beanie, and it's Hopper with his shaved head. And it ends. That's it. that is all. It's like 1 minute of teaser for sure. And I cannot wait.
That's going to be pretty badass.
They got to hurry, though. I don't know what they're going to do with this because the kids are getting older and they're doing other things.
I don't think they have... I think they don't plan on doing much more. Or if they are, I think they're going to actually...
cast?
Yeah, I think they're going to start bringing in a new cast.
And I'm not going to hate on that.
No?
Actually,
I think that's why they started bringing in that little kid's sister.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. She's younger, and she's probably going to be the leader of the next group.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not hating the idea at all. It makes sense, right? They're getting older. It makes sense. Maybe they make cameos. I don't know. But I'm in love with this whole storyline. I'm in love with the whole nostalgia. So I'm all for it.
But I'm looking forward to that. And
I wish they had released it.
I'm gonna say. Let's just throw it out there. I'm gonna say around Thanksgiving.
What is the Russians the bad guy in the movie this time? Right? Because you had the Demogorgon. You had the
they're trying to open
demon
up that
dog beast.
Yeah, they're trying to open that up.
Because the Russians are opening up the portal again so another creature. I wonder what it'll kind of be like. It'll be interesting.
And if 11, because this time they didn't even have like any of 11's like other number siblings come out to help.
Which I would be awesome if they brought in.
Because I thought that was kind of like the concept they were going with the second season.
Yeah.
And this season kind of just went on a completely other. This whole other season was like in the matter of like a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole season was just a few days worth.
Yeah.
Of events.
True. With the Russians.
So we'll see what happens in the next one. This next one will be pretty dope.
Yep. It will be awesome.
So anyways, another thing we've done in the meantime is we went and investigated Raventhorn Manor again.
Yeah, we featured a little bit on. So we were invited to come on the Supernatural Hour podcast, and we actually recorded that here in the Buko Boys studio. Actually, we recorded it here
with Tim from the Supernatural Hour.
And I'll probably post it. I did record it, and I'll probably post it on our YouTube channel, which is just under my name, Derek Van Otten. You can look up where we post all of it here. I'll probably post that interview as well, so you guys can kind of watch that. But check them out, Supernatural Hour. It's a fun little podcast. We know a lot of the people there. We investigate
with our investigative team, WISPs and APS apps,
Advanced Paranormal Society. So we do a lot of investigating with them, and anyway, they have a podcast. They have some great topics on there as well. You guys should definitely go check them out. And they asked us to come on and just kind of talk about our story, how we got into the paranormal. You've heard Dell's stories in our house growing up. We talked about that as well a little bit. And then we talked about this investigation. So we went back in for another investigation at Raventhorn Manor. This is number 3 for us. Go ahead and kind of do the intro.
Yeah, so I hit up Jake. He let us back in there again.
What's up, Jake?
Yep, thanks, Jake. Appreciate it, bud. And then, did you just get that?
Yeah.
Sorry, getting all sorts of it. We've been hella busy, everybody. But anyways, we went and investigated, and we got some pretty good EVPs.
Yeah.
And there was this one spot where what's really cool is being able to feel and sense some things, and then having equipment that can actually show everybody what I'm feeling. Like, that's really cool. And being able to, like, feel it and go, hey, watch this, and then put the machine right there, and then it have it
Explain.
light up.
Go into detail about that.
So, when I'm feeling like a spirit come up on me or like come next to me, I can feel their energy presence. It's like an electrical charge, and as they get closer, it gets stronger, and anyways.
So like, what do you mean you feel this electrical charge? So you feel like tingling, you feel like your hair standing up? Like, explain that.
Yes, everything you just said.
Okay, all right.
So, if you can imagine.
So paint the scenario. We're in a room, right?
Yeah. So if you imagine, when you build up like a balloon with static electricity.
Okay.
And you get that close to you, you can kind of feel that electricity as it gets close to you, and it makes your hair stand up and everything. Anyways, that on a small scale, that's what it feels like.
Okay. So paint the scenario. We're in a room. Paint the scenario first.
So yeah, we're sitting in this room that we haven't investigated yet.
Yeah, it was closed off on our previous 2 investigations. It was closed off. And this time it was open, and we never been there. We just sat in there. I mean, it didn't like. I don't think anything was just like kind of hanging out in there, right? It was just kind of like maybe followed us in. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But me and Tim. So again, Tim has also been on the podcast with us. We're sitting in chairs against the wall. You're kind of leaning on one of the tables where they tattoo their clients, and you kind of have your arm resting on there, and you have a device. Do you have a K2 meter in your hand?
Yes, it was the K2 that was in my hand.
And you just kind of said, I feel something creeping up on me. Watch this. You kind of put it next to your ear almost.
Yeah, because I felt it coming up behind. So a lot of times, for some reason, the spirits walk up behind my shoulder a lot. That's always where they're kind of
very sneaky.
They're very sneaky. And pretty wide.
They're like, hello? Creep around.
So yeah, I felt it come up and kind of hang out, and was just right up on my shoulder, kind of leering over me. And so I'm like, watch this. And so I put it right there, and it lights up like crazy. You guys are watching it spike.
I did. It went from in your hand, in front of your face, nothing's happening. You put it by your ear, kind of over your shoulder, and it spikes.
Maybe not even a foot difference.
Yeah, not even like inches. Yeah.
I'm like, watch this. Nothing. Boom.
Yeah, and it did. Yeah. Yeah.
It happens a lot with it, because the K2 picks on that a lot. So on that, whenever I feel those spirits come on, the K2 will always pick that up. It's pretty crazy. But I love having that and showing people what I'm feeling. Because I could say I'm feeling things all day and people can be like, well, great, I feel like you're dumb. So, but when I have a device, I can be like, I feel this, and let me show you that I can feel this. Boom, that's pretty
That was very interesting. That was very interesting. We didn't have I don't know, maybe not too much activity, right?
No, it wasn't a lot of activity, but
and that's how it is. Not all the time things happen. That's fine.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of spirits there, but it's just a matter of whether or not they want to interact or not. So yeah, there's quite a bit of spirits there.
Right. So I don't know. Do you want to go into these here, the EVPs, or anything else want to say about it?
So yeah, we were trying to, we were using the Echo Vox, which we've talked about before.
Yep.
And in using that, it's really hard to actually put words together because it's kind of scrambling sounds really fast. So in order for an actual word to come out, I mean, this thing is scrambling so fast. It's maybe partial syllables is all it's kind of spitting out. And when you get like a full word, especially multiple syllable words, it's pretty, there's something there to that.
Yeah, it's very. It definitely catches you off guard, yeah, because you're like, whoa, there's some syllables here.
Yeah, so it put together quite a few noises in order to make that happen. And especially when it correlates with the questions being asked, that even makes it more pronounced. Mm-hmm. So anyways, this house being so old as it is,
over 100 years old.
Right, it's gone through time. There's been a lot of people could have died at different times all the way back from this house was built. So anyways.
It was private homes, it was apartments, it's been through it's businesses.
Not only that, I mean, there's just a ton of spirits all the time that can just wander in. There's spirits everywhere.
Yeah, the house is next door to it.
Exactly. So in this question, you had asked, this was from...
I'll play it again, because I thought it was very...
Okay, this was from our second time going.
Yeah, we played this again. I just want to play it again for you guys in case there's some new listeners here. This was from our second investigation over here, and I'll just play it first and we'll give some background because you kind of hear where we're going with this. I'll play it.
Can you say the word chocolate or chocolate ice cream? Did you say chocolate?
So again, I'll give a little bit of background on this one. We were actually getting some good communication with the ghost meter, and then it kind of got well. Go ahead.
Also, if you can hear all those little blip sounds going on, that's how much it's scrambled. You can only hear eep.
Oh yeah, good point.
So you can hear that noise going on, and then when you ask what you ask, can you say chocolate or chocolate ice cream? You hear that reply, which is multiple syllables, and it's way more than just your eep.
Yeah. So, okay, let me play it again then I'll tell a story. So yeah, play it again.
Can you say the word chocolate or chocolate ice cream? Did you say chocolate?
So we were getting some good activity with the ghost meter, which kind of lights up, and it got really quiet all of a sudden. And then I just was asking random questions like, and that's what I do. I just ask random questions. I was like, "Do you like root beer?" Wasn't getting much response. And then I think I said, "Do you like pancakes?" And
I said, "Do you like soda pop?" And it said yes, but it wasn't.
It was root beer. Okay, yeah. And then I said, "Do you like ice cream?" And then it seemed like it kind of started getting active again. I'm like, "Oh, okay, maybe it has a fondness for ice cream." Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Is there a particular flavor?" And I was asking questions again. It seemed like it was into chocolate. That was earlier in the night. At the end of the night, we're wrapping up, and we're just trying to get some EVPs. So we're now playing Echo Vox, and I just asked, hey, if you can say the word chocolate or chocolate ice cream, I will bring chocolate the next time I come back. So I asked, and nothing happened. I asked again. This is a recording, and then I feel like I heard chocolate come through. So I'm gonna play it again one more time.
Can you say the word chocolate or chocolate ice cream? Did you say chocolate?
So you hear me respond, did it just say chocolate? You didn't hear it at the time.
Right.
And you're like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, I marked it. Like, I kind of marked it on the recorder. On the drive home, we were playing it, and you were like, oh, shit, it said chocolate.
Yeah, because I was preoccupied doing something else.
Probably texting.
I wasn't even paying attention at the time. And so I was just hearing the little blip sounds. Didn't think it. You were like, "Did this say chocolate?" I'm like, "I didn't hear anything."
Yeah.
And then when you played it later, I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, it did."
All right, so I'll play
Chocolate.
it one more time. 'Cause I've played it before. I'll play it one more time in case for the new listeners.
Can you say the word chocolate or chocolate ice cream? This is a chocolate.
So that might be one of the best EVPs we caught, right? So far to date, we've heard some interesting things
On this device.
on the device, but this is
There's
I think
a
the best
lot
we've
of-
caught.
audio that we haven't even combed through for
That's
EVPs.
probably true too.
Because it's a lot.
So anyway, that was the second investigation. This is our third investigation. We went to with Tim this time. Brandy was going to come, but she couldn't make it. Her husband had to work late, so she wants to come on another time with us. Anyway, we actually did get another investigation where we heard it, kind of cuss at us. We don't have that EVP, but anyway, we kind of cussing at us. I actually cussing at Dale. It kind of seemed like
Yeah, it
she
was
caught it.
effing something. Effing Dale.
Yeah, but the tonality of it was like, drop the F bomb. It's like effing, like it kind of did that noise. There's like a weird tonality behind it.
Didn't I get that in the message?
Oh, you might be right.
Let's find that.
Yeah, check it out. See if you got that.
Yep. Let's see. Is this it? Yeah, you can hear it in there.
Effing.
Let me play it again. It's
It's short.
short and it's at the end.
Yeah, and I wonder through the mics here. I wonder if it's gonna be hard to hear on the podcast. I'm curious, but
I like to hear it through my headphones pretty good. Play it one more time. You can listen to it. I know it's kind of pitchy, but at the end is when you hear it. And it's a different tone. It's kind of a lower tone. What was this other one that he sent? This one, I don't know which one this one is. Is that the one that said my name?
maybe I don't really. Hear
I
it.
didn't hear it too well, but he said Brandy can hear it, and he said my name. Right there, you hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make that out.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make that out to say clearly. But anyway, should I play this other one then?
Yes.
Okay.
So, anyways, this one you had asked. I think the question's in here.
Yeah. So the question's in here. You guys are here. I won't say anything yet, but and I'll make sure I pause it because you hear me and Tim actually respond like you didn't hear this again either. But
No.
me and Tim go. Did it just say? We
But-
both said it.
You hear me sniffle. So the question gets asked,
Yeah.
and you hear me sniffle, and
And the
then
response.
you hear the response.
3
So-
syllables, which
when you hear
also
that, or whatever that noise that makes,
exactly it.
like that. Anyways, that's just me. It's not a spirit. It's not a fart. It's my sniffle.
Yeah, so I don't know what compelled me. I just get questions that come into my head that say, ask this question. Don't know why. But for a period time's sake, I wanted to kind of know who, well, you'll hear it. Okay, I'll play it. Here we go. Maybe I'm going to make sure this one's a little quieter, so I want to make sure my volume's all the way up. Hold on a second, and here we go. All right, you guys catch that? So 3 syllables. So I asked the question, who's the president? I'm trying to get a time frame of maybe this person, the spirit.
And then you hear
You hear the sniffle, and then you hear 3 syllables. So I'm going to rewind and play it one more time. I'm not going to say anything yet. I'm going to play it a couple more times. I want you guys to hear it. So me and Tim both think we hear something there. And we hear the same thing. I'm gonna play
Well,
it.
I heard the voice come through. I just did not hear what it said.
You couldn't make it out. Right.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna play it one more time, and then I'll play it this last time.
And
I'll
what's
play the whole thing.
significant about this is it's the same voice, so it's the same tone,
Oh yeah, all 3
creating
syllables.
all those syllables in that same tone, which carries along. That's
Good
a
point.
lot to put together.
Good point.
So listen again.
I'll play the whole thing this time. So you hear me and Tim say, did it just say Roosevelt? Like we both said it. So we both heard Roosevelt. Now obviously it's like which Roosevelt? We've had 2 presidents. And Anyway, yeah, pretty significant. Again, I think this one was a really good one.
I think you
We
guys were
both
able
heard
to
it.
pinpoint which one it was using the Ghost Meter Pro.
Yeah, we got a voice in. So with the ghost meter again, it just lights up, and we can ask questions like, "Hey, we're gonna ask you a question. If the answer is yes, make it light up once, or if the answer is no, make it light up twice, something like that." And we just said, "Was the president? Were you the one that said Roosevelt?" We just asked, "Was it who's the Fred?
Teddy,
Teddy and who's the other one?
Franklin.
Franklin, yeah, and I think we got Teddy was the president at the time. But anyway, I'll play it one more time. Do you guys hear Roosevelt? So I wanted to play it a few times to see if you guys can hear it without me kind of saying something. Obviously, with the chocolate, I asked, "Can you say the word chocolate?" You hear syllables. It's kind of easy for your mind to say it said chocolate, but that was pretty.
This one,
prominent,
you were just kind of give me a name of something, you know.
Yeah, this could be anything, right? So let me play it again. And you hear something else come in after, you know,
Like another voice kind of blitz.
but it sounded like a female voice come in. Anyway, pretty interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, that was pretty badass. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
You don't get much to that. I mean, there's a lot of time where it's just noise. It's just a lot of little blip noises for several minutes.
Yeah.
It's all about investigating.
So again, thanks Jake, thanks Raventhorn Manor for letting us investigate. It's not an open place, you guys. Just as a heads up, like don't bother them about it. You know, it's just they connected. They started hearing our podcast. We connected with them. Started following us on social media. Following
Jake's
each other
our
on
own
social
boy now.
media. And yeah, now we've become friends. So I do appreciate those guys over there.
Well, I think that's a wrap. That's a good episode.
That is a ribbity wrap.
All right, everybody. We love y'all. Thanks for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, this is all for you. Just kidding. I love you guys.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.